Hey everyone, it's Ryzen. I'm here. So got Dolim in. Why not? I changed his arts a little bit. I mean, all I really did is give him Cure over Heal, and give him Bloody Howling over whatever his other dark one was. Oh, I gave him that Execution spell too, because that sounds cool. I don't know. Sounds cool. So yeah, we need to actually go back to the Forbidden Zone and see what the hell is going on here. Wait, do I have to actually... I can't just teleport back there? Whoa, no. Are you sure? No, I guess I have to walk back through. Okay. Well, whatever. We'll fight a few enemies here. He used to Dolim again. Oh, I just realized something. Your formation depends on the order here. Okay. In which case, Rinwell should be all the way in the back. I didn't know that. There we go. Love that move. Let's see. Bloody Howling is so cool. What's his execution look like? It's strong. Or it's slow. Oh! Okay. Well, that's a thing. Oh, uh-oh. Man, Dolim is so cool. I did try to get a general idea how much of the game is left, and not much. We are not quite at the end, though, apparently.
Don't get complacent.
Obviously, we're not fighting that guy again. I know there's another one of these. Yeah, I can't believe they put these guys like back to back. Like, why? I don't understand that at all. Yeah, you see how Dolim's starting in the back there? Hey, I don't want that to be the case, but...
I try not to chase fruitless endeavors.
But, you know. Another thing that I wonder if it would work, I'm not going to test it, but is Kisara, like playing as her, I wonder if does she have anything that like, let's see. Gotta do some more fishing to catch the other things. Like, I wonder if there's strengthened guard ignition. I wonder if she has something that like increases aggro from guarding. That'd be cool. I'm probably gonna get that. Oh, she does. Okay. I want to test something with her. Increase special ammo. Yeah. That gives her penetration. I might as well get it. Okay, 0. I'm gonna have to totally check that. Yeah, get that. Increased mid-air damage? Yeah, she's good in mid-air with her melee combos. Increased mid-air damage again, sure. Increase boost gauge for enemy defeats. Why not? You don't really have much that I can learn. Is that... No, nothing. Who cares about that? Nothing really good. AG restored by... Yeah, okay. Don't care about that. I didn't quite get them all for Kisara. I needed to do more fishing, I guess, but oh well. I don't really care to do the fishing. It's a fine minigame in its own right. It's just not something I'm that into. We'll see if I want to do the post-game. I don't know. Do that. KO prevention? Sure. So let's see if this does the thing. Oh, I did order a Elgato, by the way. Should have it tomorrow. I'm gonna try using that. See if that solves the weird refresh problem, the audio weird issue. I don't know. I have to set the stupid thing up, but whatever. I'm sure I can figure it out. What did I want to do? Oh, right. Let's briefly play as Kisara. Yeah, Rinwell's in the back. I can't believe this matters for formation. I can't believe you start in this formation. I mean, that's cool. Alright, so if I go run up to these people and just go, yo, I'm gonna sit here and guard, do they actually just attack me? You're kidding me, right? That kind of works. Like, really? Oh my god, it actually does. She seriously builds aggro by guarding. And basically can't be damaged. Like, at all. That is amazing. Oh my god. So I can really just sit here until the... Oh, that's amazing. Oh, that's awesome. So you can, like, do Turtle Kisara. That's actually viable. Like, the more you guard with her, the more aggro builds up with that ability. That's interesting. Little. That should help her under AI, though, right? I mean, she guards a lot, right? No, stay away from Xion. Come target me. No, he's ignoring me. They built a lot of aggro, I guess. I'm trying to see if they'll turn. You might have to, like, get in their face and guard. Yeah, it looks... Well, he's dead. Well, that definitely seems to work to an extent. It's being quite useful in boss fights. You pick your spots. But I've done a lot of Kisara streams, so... Well, I think I've done 2 of them, right? Maybe 3? Let's go with Doalim. I think I've done, like, what, 3 with Rinwell? Look, I'll use Law for, like, the final dungeon, alright?
Better, that's for sure.
I'll play as Law. For that. I don't like Law, but... so hopefully you get, like, an actual boss fight or something. Doalim. That'd be nice. Because otherwise I'm gonna switch over to Law. Doalim is sick. Ah, that heal point didn't come back, unfortunately. Oh well. Are you ready for the truth? I'm ready for the truth. I'm sure the audio is good, right? Wait, what? It's like, what the hell? Why can't I see? The entrance. I don't know. The audio's good? Alright. Kind of figured as much, but thank you. Let me know if it
Soon,
does the
you
stupid
might very well
audio
learn the
bug.
truth behind Shion's thorns, as well as my own past.
But hopefully we'll solve that. And there was another update on XSplit, but... Sorry, I was just switch over to Elgato.
I have to be ready to face anything.
Yeah, we
Whatever
already went through
happens,
this. The only way
I'm
is forward.
determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
If you say so, buddy. Oh, I should have healed up. Oh! Sure. Recover all HP. It sounds like the Sovereign is... I don't know. I don't know, actually. There's
Hold up,
definitely...
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll
I'm not
find.
doing that again.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
I mean, their planet is almost certainly uninhabitable because nobody's been there. So something happened to their planet. I don't know. I'm confused about like if their planet is literally like a parasite or something.
This looks like some kind of
But who
research
knows?
facility.
It's hard to tell at this
A
point.
laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
It's a JRPG.
Looks pretty deserted.
Don't worry about it though,
Let's check it
Halim.
out.
I've seen far
Might
worse
give us a
experiments
lead.
in certain games, like Trails. Don't worry about it for now.
For the people of Lenegus, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing
Actually,
within its hallowed halls.
You've already seen one
It's
of
off
the
limits
results of
even
an
for
experiment
lords, then?
that went horrible
Talk about an
in third, huh?
exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important
some
facilities
dark
let
shit in
in only the
Trails.
Sovereign? Doesn't
Oh
that
my
seem a little
God.
strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How do they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage
Yeah,
the upkeep of this whole place
'Cause
themselves.
we're gonna do Trails
Did
from
no one
Zero
ever
after
talk
this
about it
game.
when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember.
Hmm.
Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't
Weird.
exactly breakfast table conversations.
The
So it depends on
Forbidden
how
Zone is a hallowed
much I really
place,
want to do the post
at
game.
one
I'm sure the
with
post game's
Sovereign's
like
authority,
that level 60
grounds of
area,
the
right? It's
one
probably one of the
true
post game
ruler
areas.
who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this
I'm
place
assuming
to
you
be.
fight Gnome there.
No, what we were
If that would
made
make
to
sense.
believe it was. But now, it is finally time
Weird
to
that
discover
3 of the
this
lights
area's
are
true
optional.
purpose,
Gnome,
and
Sylph,
why it
and
was kept
I'm
hidden
assuming
behind the
Undine.
scenes for so long.
We didn't see Undine, but we did go into the Gnome place, and we saw Sylph. Weird. They definitely have to be optional because we're like near the end of the game.
I think I can make this work.
You can?
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A composite being capable of controlling Danon astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup.
That's weird.
The creation of a governing central figure taking the form of a Danon.
That would be Alphen.
Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment.
Something was wrong with their astral
That
energy.
must be the master cores.
Yeah, their elemental energy must be like out of control on their
With all
planet
this
or
raw
something.
data, there's bound to be records here somewhere.
They're
about the
implying that
Maiden
the
and
planet's
Lords,
alive.
too.
Yeah,
About the Lords. Why would they
their
be on
planet's
there?
evil. That's what I'm
Think
thinking.
about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
Well, that's pretty obvious
What
at
about
this
the
point.
Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait,
What is it?
What?
Did you find something?
it's a list of names. With the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign.
Is Volron here?
It's your call.
Read it.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've
Alphen,
found
right?
one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
Yep. Yeah, why are you surprised, dude? Like, you already knew that. I don't think it's...
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
Kind of already knew that.
It's fine, really. What about the others?
Yeah, what about
Was I the
Volron?
only one?
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique
Volron?
adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Yep.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects.
So he
on
was
whom the
experimented here
experiment
too.
was a
Okay,
success.
that's logical. They've explained that finally. So probably the whole point behind the crown
But
contest
what
is
about the winners of the crown
Oh, yeah.
contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after
maybe
all?
they were all failed experiments.
Upon victory, the sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegus combined.
What I
When a new
missed, the point
sovereign
of
is
my
decided,
question.
The outgoing monarch shall
Volron
relinquish
was
their
experimented
post
here just like
and live
Alphen.
out the rest of
Basically
their
the only
days
new
on
thing.
Rena. So
So
we
he
were
was
told.
made a sovereign here too.
According to these records, there have only ever been 2 sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do
So
with
they
the
never
crown
made the crown
contest.
contest winners sovereigns, just Alphen and
It's all
Volron.
lies, including the part about the sovereign residing in Rena.
So what happened to the winners?
The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other
Gathering the
purpose.
energy, I'm assuming.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right?
They have to have
If
a
it
leader,
wasn't
right?
the
Somebody
sovereign,
devises.
then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a sovereign. Me.
And then
Meaning
Volron
that for the
later.
past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
She doesn't
It's possible.
seem...
But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind
Yeah, like she
behind
can't
this
talk or
scheme.
anything. Doesn't seem like it, so... Seems like she's
She
just a
could be
tool.
working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
I don't think anybody's on the Renan homeworld, Shion. I'm pretty sure it's uninhabitable.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
Okay.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it?
They have
Is
to.
there really
They
no
must
other way?
need it.
Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken.
I
That's
don't
all.
remember if Volron had eyes
I
ever
knew what I was
glowed.
already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything.
He may
But
or may not have been
it's
actually
strange.
Renan. I don't know.
I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to
Either
it,
way,
just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it.
I don't.
before
It
you
probably
ever
doesn't
got that
matter.
far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
It's some sort of
That's right.
sealing ceremony
No
of
good
some
can come
sort.
from being consumed by hatred.
That's what it seems.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us
Yeah,
to guide
yeah,
you
I
back.
know. Main theme is
To remind you
the
where
destruction
home
of
is.
hate. Yeah, I
And
know.
I would be happy to lend an
Well,
attentive
that and
ear should you
racism.
ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
Okay, so we got Master cores, they're instruments of power containing astral energy, one of 6 elements. 5 of these Master cores are loaned to Renan Lords. Okay. The Dark Master core is here. To the Renan's almost ready to be reformed. So it's not, they're not making a new one each time, it is the same one. It's top secret. It's a force field crystal used for some astral energy containment and stabilization. Stored in the dormant state. Yeah, when it broke, it had so much that it created like a Ifrit thing, right? Yeah. The duration of their tenure, each lord competes in a crowd contest to gather a type of astral energy. Design flaws. So yeah, they were giving the lords the thing to gather energy. And the whole winning the contest thing was bullshit. There was no contest. They're just using them as tools. But there's design flaws, apparently. They can resonate with other Master Cores. We saw that. And once they have the Renaissama, they end the contest. Okay. And then lie that there's a winning. Anger and hate are supreme. Yeah, I know. Spirit cores are internals. They collect energy. Yes. Right, those are the things they embedded in Dana and Danan's. So that's why they made them slaves. The harder they worked, the more astral energy was produced. But they had to do it without killing them. Interesting. I mean, they're terrible people, but you know. The Sovereign. It's Lendigus' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. So Volron is Danon. That would explain why it said NA for his ethnicity. So Volron was a Danon. He must have escaped or something at some point and killed the Water Lord and took his place. And no wonder he brainwashed the soldiers, actually. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now because he's not a Renan. So he obviously hates Renans. Okay. At least that's what it seems like. If it has to be a Danon, he would have to be Danon, right? I don't remember his eyes ever glowing, now that I think about it. But I could be wrong. He must have stolen the Master Core from whatever the water guy's name was. I don't know, he mentioned it like once. What about the Maiden? It's a sovereign support mechanism. So there's two maidens, like we know that there's Naori and then Shion. So it has to be a Danon and a Renan. Okay. Because, okay, yep, that's why. So, Danons can't use darkness, so they needed a Renan to do that. So it converts the energy and maintains stability with some of them powers. Ah, that's why they let Naori get close to him. What about you, dicks? They let them get close without telling either one of them that that was serving their purposes. So I guess she was unsure, and that caused Alpha to go crazy. Then they took away Naori's power. Okay. Somehow Shion ended up with it. The Lords, Condes, 5 less qualified members. They're gonna alter authority. Yeah. On astral artistry and physical mental aptitude. Okay. No wonder Dohalim couldn't turn it down. That's good that they put that in, because it's like, well, why wouldn't he just refuse? Because clearly he didn't want to do it. Apparently you can't. A replacement must quickly be prepared. Right. Yep, given name Volron. No kidding. Oh, they wanted to dispose of him. But they put a control thing on him. Oh no, he didn't escape or anything. Okay, so they must have killed their own Water Lord that they dispatched originally, and made Volron the replacement Lord. Okay. Who is Danon? Pretend he was a Renan. No kidding. So Volron was 100% Danon. Lenegus, large special energy converter. So they are taking it from Dana and giving it to Rena. That's not surprising. Right, we saw the gun thing. Yeah, it was. So, they were fully intending on just screwing over their own people because they were done with this place anyway at that point. So, oh well. They execute people that find this room? Oh god. This is the wedge, right? So they're called harvesters. Makes sense, I guess. Sedative mask. Jesus Christ. So this is the mask that Alphen had. It was actually a prisoner mask. The loss of pain, for example. Okay, so they didn't know. Okay. You think they would have been pissed off about Volron with that, but he didn't brainwash them. Okay, so they flat tell you he did not mind control them. He literally beat them down physically or mentally so bad, even his own soldiers gave up. That is horrifying. Holy crap. So he has no brainwashing magic or anything like that. It's literally just his charisma, I guess. God damn, can you imagine being beaten down so much mentally that you just give up to the point where if he says, go kill yourself for me, that's literally what you do? Jesus, yeah, Volron was a piece of shit. So he's much worse than they were even implying earlier. So I was confused about that earlier. It's like, did he brainwash them? No, yes, maybe. Apparently no. Wow. That's something, all right. And then, of course, whoever was watching was like, oh, we should do that too. Like, oh, god damn, no. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. What do we got here? Anything? Alright, Dolan, what do we got? Yeah, we walked around here in this exact room during the flashback sequence, so that was a thing. Oh, there's an item in here. Okay. It's a grape gel. The game's actually been pretty generous giving me those, which is nice because I would never buy them. Life bottle, sure, whatever. At least I got 2 of them. Yeah, this was Alphen's room, I think. Alright. Another memory? Okay, this is Alphen in the thing. Are you naked in there? I think he's naked in there.
Naori,
Oh, he's definitely naked in there.
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry.
Don't worry about it,
for what I've
Naori.
endured,
He'll
but
date
I
your
never
ancestors.
should have dragged you into this.
Descendant
It's not your burden
later
to
on.
bear.
It's cool.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep.
Did you know he
This
wouldn't
should
be able
help
to
with the pain.
take that off?
Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
So the mask is also a sedative.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it.
Oh,
I'll
so
have
he was
to
almost
switch the healing
dead.
pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But...
Well, 10% is better than nothing.
if I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough.
So I'm assuming those thorns were still like going crazy.
Live for me, Alphen.
No, he's the main character. Don't worry, he's fine.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight. Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron
Sure.
Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And
kind
you
of.
did.
I mean, granted, that'd be kind of difficult given Xian's problems. I still can't believe we're literally calling the major villain Red Woman still. Like, really? She's still just Red Woman? I mean, okay. Oh, I forgot to eat food, but whatever. I ain't going back now. Holy cow. Oh, this is the
place.
room.
We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Yeah, this looks just like
Of
the
course.
harvester. The wedge.
After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony.
You want to do it again?
This is where the Renis Alma was.
I mean, you are in love
So
with
this
Xian,
is
so
the place
it might
where
work
you
this
and
time.
Naori-
If
The
that's even a good thing, I don't know.
Now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
Yeah,
I know
what
it's
happened to
difficult,
it?
Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Did you know you could do that? Oh, hi Naori. Want to talk?
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
Have we been talking to Naori this whole time? Are you in the live stream?
It's been a year since the ceremony.
Or is this another
That
memory?
day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
So you've been talking to us the whole game? Are you the live stream?
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told.
Well, that's disgusting.
As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself.
Damn.
The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks.
Oh, okay. It's a control
That day,
device.
as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening.
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But
And then
without
his
a
power went
maiden,
all
the
crazy.
ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own.
Okay.
I did what I could. Using my abilities as the Maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was
The
too late.
thorns.
Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of
Well, the
lives
alternative
so
was worse.
cruelly snuffed out.
So,
All because of me.
why did
Because of
someone
what
want
I
to unleash
had
an
done.
apocalypse?
With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how.
So how did Shion end up with your thorns?
Especially
you-
since that power was astral energy itself.
Oh.
In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet.
Did you steal it?
That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first.
I have no
With
idea.
the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead.
Maybe. But I take it that didn't work.
That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen the Sovereign was in a starship bound for Dana.
Right.
My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear.
Oh, so
Even
that's
if
why
by
they
doing
made
so,
Boron.
It meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well.
Oh.
Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Well, bye, Naori.
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danon voice speaking through her?
Probably the latter, I would assume. Seriously, is your planet evil? That's what I want to know. Oh, how's it going? New outfits?
What?
You cut your hair. Why did you
These are
cut
the
your
clothes
hair?
that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
You
That's
had a
right.
hair cutting scene without
These
actually
clothes are
needing to
designed
cut your
resonate
hair.
with the
It's
Sovereign
kind of
and
weird.
Maiden's abilities.
That's
They
not how
focus
the
and
trope
enhance
goes,
them.
game.
And they appear
What's wrong
now
with you?
Because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
Sure.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here,
Yeah, I know.
it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
I know, she went Makoto on it.
Locating the
I like
Renis
Alphen's
Alma would
outfit
allow
there.
us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
So the thorns are basically just the
We
dark
have a maiden in
energy with sentience. That's basically all it is.
Now all we need is the Renis Alma.
Like Ifrit
We'll
there.
finally be able to free you of your thorns. Shion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do.
Well,
We
that's what
can
Naori
rid you
wanted
of
to
your
do.
thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we
I'm
can't be
assuming
sure the
they
same
wanted
thing won't happen
to
again. We should
seal the
take care
thing,
not to
like
be
seal the
too
power, right?
optimistic.
You're right.
That's why they did the
It's
thing to begin
barest
with.
sliver of a
And
chance.
because
But if there's even
Naori
the
and
slightest hope it can work,
Alphen
I'm
weren't
willing to
close
stake
enough to each
everything
other,
I've
it
got
didn't
on it.
work. And Naori had to back out of it.
I
But
know it's too early to
considering
let myself
Shion
feel
and
relieved,
Alphen
but
are
I
significantly
just can't seem to
closer,
help it.
it might actually work.
Just hearing there's the slightest chance.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Even though I know the world's still in great peril, it's selfish
Like
of me.
Naori and
I
Alphen
know,
were,
but still,
No, it isn't.
were they even really
You've
friends,
got
really,
hope to
before the
believe in.
very, very end?
It'd be
Not
strange
really,
if
right?
you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse.
They
and
certainly
still
didn't have
save the
romantic
world at
feelings
the
for each
same
other like
time.
Shion and Alphen do.
thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
come
wh-
all
where
this
where is
way.
it?
Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Oh,
Yeah,
is that all?
We can protect the world and save Shion at the same time.
Just search 2
I too
planets?
shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renin lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
God damn it, Kisara.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shion. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop.
Well, that's the plan. But
Thank you, Naori.
what the hell's up with the red woman? We still have no idea.
So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage.
And then it's
saved
been
my
passed
life.
on to her descendants ever
Then,
since.
That power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shion. It's my fault that you're cursed.
So what would have
You're
happened if
wrong.
she didn't have children?
What happened to you was because of the ceremony, and Naori's
I'm
attempt
guessing
to stop
really
Oblivion.
bad thing.
You paid a heavy price.
Wait,
for
how
it,
did she have
and
kid-
fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories.
Is the reason for your curse.
The thing
God
is,
damn, that must have been really painful.
It all leads back to them. But once they're
You know
gone,
what?
we
Let's
can
not
finally
analyze
put
that
an
too
end to all
much.
this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible.
Maybe it was
The
in
truth
vitro or something.
is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I
Goddamn.
always wished I
Limbeck,
could
why are you such a
experience
good
them
voice
for
actress?
myself and finally know what they were like.
The way her
Is it
voice
really okay
trembles
for
at the
me to
emotional
believe it can happen?
moments.
I'm so
is
scared
just
of
so
getting my
good.
hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end? And
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead.
Oh, I'm pretty sure we're
And
going to
it's
like the final
for my
dungeon soon.
sake. so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe
Sorry,
you.
Dolim. I didn't get to fight
Alphen.
with you much.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Oh. Oh, did you get... CP? I mean, I'm gonna learn it, but you're never allowed to cast that. I'm serious. You're never allowed to cast that. Turn that off now. Holy cow! That's worse than resurrection. Oh my god! Why? You know how useless that is? Nice, cool new cover art. Or title screen art.
Sounds like this Naori chick
That's what it
had
looks like,
quite
yeah.
the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences.
I guess,
least
but
of all those
my
between Renans
god,
and
I would
Danans.
never use that.
Yeah.
And it's
It was Naori
healing
who
circle
first
is
showed me that such a thing was
an
even
AoE
possible.
heal anyway, so...
And then she saved my life
What's the
by sending
point?
me back home to Dana.
That's way
Not
too
only
much.
that, but she willingly
that better,
stayed
like,
behind
have
on
bubble
Menegis for
effect
the
on
sake
it or
of her
something.
people.
Better be able to
It
heal
sounds like
more
she
than
was
your max
quite the
HP with
hero,
that
all
sucker.
right. A truly caring person.
Totally not worth it.
That's as if walls meant nothing to her. The one separating the Renans
That's
from
like
the
an
Danans,
emergency, oh my
or herself
god,
from others. She had no
button,
need
but
for
it doesn't
them.
even revive,
Which
so
basically
what's
meant
the
that
point?
she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh?
Has Revitalize
Yeah.
ever been good in the
I
Tale
think
series?
you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy.
Legendia, I think,
Her wish
should have
for the
nursed they had
world.
Revitalize. I think it was
Tell me
good
that.
there.
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
It was terrible in Abyss. Like, terrible. It took forever to cast, and Natalia could literally use 3 heals in the time it took to use 1 Revitalize. She could literally heal basically the entire party by herself before Tyr had even gotten the spell off. It was a horrible, horrible spell. Okay, I guess we're still going. Was Revitalize in Vesperia? I think Nurse was in Vesperia. I don't know. I don't remember. So, where to now? What the hell is this? Oh, I should have checked that, that sword.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the
Is this
beast.
the final dungeon?
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
I'm assuming Volron's there too.
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
Oh, she's
We'll
definitely
probably
here.
be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
Sure. Can I equip that sword? Don't walk in there yet. I wanna equip that sword. Well, this looks odd. Oh, you automatically equipped it. How much better is it? It's actually not that much better. But it is better. That's better too. Alright. Okay. Let's go. Let's go kick some ass. Oh, let's...
We're a long
read
way
this
from
shit
the
first.
residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
No
Yeah,
kidding,
you're
Shion.
right. Actually, this place, it reminds me more of
I
being
like
back
the outfit
inside the
changes.
wedge.
Except the Danon astral energy feels even stronger
This is
here.
not the final dungeon.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
I am aware
Maybe
that
he
this...
just has strange
I
tastes.
tried to get a general idea how much of the game was
This
left.
place looks like it has been here for quite some time
And
now.
I don't think this is
If
the
its
final
design
dungeon.
were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago.
I
Or
think we're...
perhaps even further back. Still,
From what I
this
could
isn't the
gather, we
sort
were
of
very
decadence
close to
of
the end, but
taste
not
spoken of in artistic
end.
circles. So what is it then?
Hold up, decadence?
I didn't
Artistic
spoil anything. I
circles?
just tried to look up
When
how
a
much was
preference
left
is
after
indulged
Lenegus.
to its
And
extreme,
basically,
it
this is not
descends
the
into
end.
kitsch,
Not the final dungeon.
eccentricity for the sake of it.
Which makes sense. It doesn't
I'd
feel
be
like
happy to
final dungeon.
illuminate you further.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
It's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Yeah, it's amazing how like the Rinwell thing with Law has changed so much. Like before, she was genuinely being a dick to him. Now they're just teasing each other. Hey Volron, you here? Want to come out? Come out to play? Or Red Woman? I prefer Red Woman.
He really was still alive.
Oh,
And
hi.
there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling
is-
ceremony?
Mumbling.
Wait though, something doesn't seem right here.
What the hell is going on?
The powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All
You
must be
alright?
sacrificed in the
You're not
heart of
alright.
Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Well, you did stab him with a
Hey,
sword.
look, over there.
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
What the hell?
Be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the maiden?
Well, that's
It
weird.
looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
Clearly. That's why they did that.
For what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
Hey, Red Woman, you want to show up and explain who you are?
But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
We're gonna have a boss fight against Bullrun again, aren't
Not
we?
gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Not the time, Law!
Woman!
Oh, god damn it, it's her instead.
So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
Oh, there's more than one of you. I mean, granted, the anime opening kind of spoiled it. What the hell are you?
What is this?
Like, what are you?
It can't be. Are they even people?
Obviously not.
Hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
No kidding. So she is in charge of Rena. But I don't know what the hell she is.
They're not
So
feeling particularly...
they have 284,000 HP? Oh my god. Tell me they share a health bar.
May as well-
Oh, thank god.
be sitting ducks here.
Good point.
Yeah, she can't talk. Odd. Seems like a not such a great. Seems like this is gonna suck. But that's alright. Kick some ass, take some names. Kisara, keep tanking. Kisara, that was not tanking. There you go. You got like weird flaming chakram things. This is a weird boss fight, I'm not gonna lie. This is all weird. This turned weird. I don't know what she is. I'm not sure I wanna know. Oh god. Oh god. I like how F was just like, oh, I'm gonna ask you some questions. When has she ever talked, dude? Like, she obviously can't at this point. She's not, like, human. Some sort of experiment or something. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm gonna use the orange gel now. Because I can. Uh-oh. Oh, thank you. Uh-oh. Ah, damn it. Get away from me. Kisara. Her attacks aren't that bad, actually. Well, we're doing some pretty good damage here. Hey, Oppen, can you, Oh, God!
You need to be healed.
How the mighty have fallen.
That was bad. That was really bad. Don't ever do that again. You know, this actually might be a good time for Revitalize. How long does that actually take to cast? Okay, it's a field heal. I mean, it's good, but I don't want her casting that normally whenever somebody is in need. That's a I need an emergency button. Awfully late to give that to you.
It's time to finish this. Die. Consuming wildfire.
It's not Nurse, though. Kill and a bomb with the blazing sword. Man, she goes over limit a lot. Like, a lot. Like, I need a grape gel. I love how you can call in reserve characters to do, like, a boost attack. That's so cool. Well, I can at least heal Xian. Their attacks are pretty slow, but they are strong. Yeah, that's true. Except, if you notice, he never used darkness in that fight. Makes sense now, he's Danon. Oh, actually, that was clever foreshadowing because he used a light spell on us. He did, he used a light spell. And he shouldn't have been able to do that. Because he didn't have... The only Renin that could use light magic was Gennebrand, because he had the light core, and that absorbed it for him. Normally, a Renin can't do that. He was using that to cast it. He used, like, Divine Saber or something on us. Or Holy... I think he used Holy Light, too. I didn't even pick up on it. I should have. That's really cool, actually. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. No, 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 no. Use a lemon gel.
Tectonic vision.
Oh.
Heal my weary companion.
Hopefully that'll stop happening when I get the Elgato. Only for like a second or two, but it's still annoying. It's refreshing my PBR. It's like shutting off. I don't know why. It definitely ain't overheating because it's totally on it's on a cooling pad. And it doesn't do it outside of XSplit. Or not outside of XSplit. It doesn't do it when I'm not streaming in it. It doesn't do it when I'm recording normally. Which is odd. That thing that upped Kisara's aggro was like the best thing I've ever done. Because Kisara doesn't die nearly as much as anybody else. Like, not even close. Like, she actually survives a few attacks. And that's huge. Like, it helps a lot to have her tanking. I'm gonna use an orange gel just now, just in case. Some of her attacks are really cool. Yeah, that one I figured was gonna kill her. I'm not surprised.
I couldn't make it in time.
That's like her big attack. She wasn't gonna withstand that one. Use a grape gel. There we go. Uh-oh. Alphen has basically used up all of his health doing these reserve attacks, which is hilarious. Nope. I'm gonna heal Kisara. At least I would if I could get it off. Kisara does a good job of healing, or not healing, of guarding when she's almost dead, by the way. Like, I've noticed her AI constantly guards when she's in critical. I mean, I have them set to stay away when they're almost dead, but I've noticed that Kisara doesn't do that. Instead, she stays close and guards, which is better, actually. Like, she has a unique AI. Man, these laser attacks that the Red Woman have is just crazy. Like, her name is literally just Red Woman. That's amazing. We're literally just gonna go with that. I mean, whatever, I'm down.
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
She's not human, dude!
You think it's really over?
She's not real!
Astral energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
Back away, dude.
What? It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
She blew up.
You had me worried there.
I guess it didn't kill him for some reason. Hey, Volron!
You said you could touch that.
Can you not fight us? I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you, please. Are you the main antagonist?
Damn it! He's awake!
Well, yeah, we killed the Red Woman.
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally. It was built for me, after all.
Well, yeah.
We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
We can stab you again.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
Could we not? You want to just join the party? No.
Obviously bluffing. You can't
Shoot
do
him.
right now.
Really, is that what you think?
Shoot him now. Shoot him now. Okay. You still have time to shoot him.
That such a petty device could hold me.
Shoot him.
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it
Shoot
sovereigns
him.
or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone
Well,
else.
yeah, but can you just
Plus,
shoot him?
What kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alpha, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth, and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Dude, you were an experiment,
Were they
dude.
really?
I got bad news for you,
We
dude.
already know the title of sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part
Yeah,
to
seriously,
play
it
in
means
these
jack and
proceedings.
shit.
You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Boron was kidnapped just like
Well,
Alphen?
yeah, we kind of figured that out.
Then he became a...
A slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right?
Yeah, he's Danon.
wrong.
I kind of figured that out already.
So he posed as a Renin and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you?
Yep.
If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
I don't think
Renan
he cares.
and Dana have meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters.
So you're just a selfish douche.
All others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
He really is an entitled... Oh! Red Woman's still alive.
A red woman?
Another one?
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Oh, she is working for someone.
Don't do it!
Oh, she took it. And without it, his power's gonna go crazy, ain't it?
Too late. You can't stay here.
We need to go. Outfit!
Bye, Volron. You could shoot him. Okay, that is a pretty badass image. He looks so pissed. Uh-oh. Can you jump? That's bad. Ah, like the scene back at the fourth. I see. When he let go there, he's not gonna let go this time. That's quite a jump. Yeah, that's what they're doing. God, he looks so pissed. Hey, Volron, can you die here? I'm gonna guess no.
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Oh God.
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll deal with you later, dude.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you
don't-
two okay?
Yeah.
So the dude's just a selfish asshole.
Is Volron...
who thinks he's
Have we
in.
finally seen the last of him?
No,
We can but hope.
he ain't dead.
Those red
I'm
bullets.
not falling for it again.
heck was
I didn't even fall for
Mansfield?
the first time.
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same
He
ones who
ain't
put
dead.
those soldiers and Faria in a trance?
Well, now he knows more.
Those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renis Alma. Damn it, that's the second time now.
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back.
She must have gone to Rena,
The
right?
future's ours to protect. And right now, those things are what's standing in our way.
That's pretty much his
We can head them
character,
off with
but
Rena.
Did you say
I mean, he's
Rena?
super simple, but
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland.
it
somewhere.
works because his voice acting is so good.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human.
It's,
That's for sure.
I mean,
So this thing
he's
over
basically the
on
complete
Rena,
opposite of Alphen.
that's what's really
Well, I
behind all
survived the
this, huh?
experiment, so therefore
They
I'm
have the
entitled.
Renaissance in their grasp already,
I must be
so it's
special.
unlikely they'll have cause to return to
Like, that's
Dana.
his character.
I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed.
Whereas
Let's get back
Alphen
to the
became
starship.
empathetic.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to
Thank
actually be here.
God they didn't
He seemed to
explain
care
him
not
again.
one whit about Renans or Danans.
No kidding.
Yeah, not in a good way like with us.
No. No.
I didn't see that coming about Volron. As for those
How?
red
We
women,
read the data.
to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danon. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
Yeah, they're not
So
human.
what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
probably
Is the
actually.
most terrifying thing anyone said all day.
That's probably
How
what they
about
are.
you, Shion? Dohalim? You ever seen anything like that before?
No, never. However, if they're the same as the Red Woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very
There
least.
is one.
I had just
Plot
so much
hole
I
with
wanted
this.
to ask them. About Rena.
Why couldn't Volron see the Red
Shion's
Woman
thorns.
in his palace?
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with
I have
them?
headcanon for why.
Or in order to keep something hidden?
But he
Both
is
sound
Danon.
Plausible to my ears. They took off with the Renis Alma too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
I'm guessing the reason is because he had the Lord Crest. And that overrode that. Or there's some sort of programming in the there's probably the crest. Why? Head back towards towards the ship. That's my only guess, because otherwise that is a plot hole. Because they made it very clear that Renwell, Law, Alphen, and Kisara could see the Red Woman, right? But no Renan ever acknowledged her. But that also included Volron, who's not a Renan. I'm guessing it's the crest. They're probably never going to explain that, so that's just my headcanon. Or it could also be argued that he just didn't give a shit. That could also be the case, and frankly, he barely even acknowledged his own soldiers. In fact, he never talked to any of them, so that's probably also a possible explanation. He never really seemed to care about anyone or anything, really. He's basically a man-child, except his voice acting's so goddamn good. That it works. And yeah, that was a total Sephiroth rip-off scene, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's cool. Might as well rip off the best.
leave now. If you won't now
Flames.
then you leave me no choice.
I love casting a spell in the end of a combo. You get that lower cast time, cast so fast, so good. Feels so good. I don't know. There's something about it. It just feels good. I don't think that actually worked. I tried to get it. That actually was casting fast, but I thought he was going to attack. Might as well make use of.
Don't get careless.
I'm gonna do it while I can. Should we fight this guy? Let's fight this guy. No, we're probably not beating the game. You know, we might beat it this weekend. I don't know, or Friday, or you know, if Vado doesn't show up. But and then we'll see if we want to do the post game or attempt the post game. I didn't even know if I would complete the post game, honestly. Game's great, but I mean, I can't imagine the HP sponginess of the post game. Ah, crap. Yeah, it was like double the casting speed. Maelstrom? Oh, nice, Renwell. Oh, I like you, girl. I looked up her age, by the way. Apparently she's 14. And Law is 16, apparently. Can't, magic charge that one. I think she just learned it. Barely got it off, but I'll take it. I wonder where you get the second Mystic Arts for everybody else. Nice. Yeah, see how Kisara like doesn't run away? She just guards. And her guard is super strong. Like, she reduces damage by like 75%. Something really good. God damn it.
I don't even know the word defeat.
Yeah, I don't like fighting this guy, but we're literally going back to town anyway, so I might as well. Bloody Howling is such a cool spell. Watch out, Rinwell. Oh yeah, I forgot I have Alpha. Do some things. She just learned that. Yeah, one of the mobs might have like used it on me, but I mean, she said test Tidal Wave. She might have been able. Maybe she has something that combines into it, but I don't think she didn't have the spell by default. That's Tidal Wave, Freeze Lancer, Cyclone, Crossblade. Doesn't look like it.
Necessary when creating weaponry.
I love the auto heal thing. I really wanted to put that in elemental order, but I can't figure out how to get it to work. Oh well. And again, I got level scaling to work, so that's good. Yeah, there's a level scaling system in my game, like in Tales. I love Elusive Deity so much, and I love that Crescent Flash. Tempest is cool too. This is... I think that's gonna cancel my spell. Yeah, that's one of the issues I have with the combat system. There are very few. That is one of them. The Mystic Arts stop your casting spells. Like, it resets it to 0, which is really kind of silly, honestly. Come on, dude.
Onward and upward.
We're getting good XP. Well, actually, we're getting less XP now. We were getting like 5,000 before. Yeah, they're definitely scaling experience because we're barely getting over 1,000 now. You know, let's save. I don't think we're gonna fight anything, but. So we're finally going to Rena. Hey, Dolim, you gonna make up with your friend? Probably, right?
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The
What the
lights
hell?
are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden
Well, now
Zone?
they lost their power.
Joe?
Yeah, time to make up
You
to
two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness
your
you're
friends.
safe.
Repair your friendship.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
Wasn't your fault.
She doesn't remember a thing. So she really was being controlled.
Yep.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
Yeah, it is.
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop
The
casting
truth
me off,
matters,
just
dude.
for once.
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
What is the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer,
Yeah,
and we
you know
run the risk
why?
of riots breaking
They
out
don't need
before
this
we can
place
get things
anymore.
back up and running.
They have what they need.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this
Yeah,
stage.
it's all bullshit, dude.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy,
It's the
they'd-
truth.
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegus from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people.
I like how even though Law is like, you know,
At
his
ease.
archetype's the
Like
dumb guy,
learning
right?
Hear directly from someone they
He's
trust.
not incapable of thinking.
That's it.
Like he's
Who's
not
the highest ranking
stupid
person
all the
in
time.
Lenegus right now?
There are times when they flip
Lenegus
it.
wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you
Would-
said the
you know,
Sovereign
he
rules over
has
everyone
times when he actually
directly,
stops, thinks
right?
things through, comes up with ideas.
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord.
I
The
don't know, I
only
like
one
it.
left is... Ah. Very well then.
That's you.
Avakir, You mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
You're in charge, dude. I mean,
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
you're the Sovereign now.
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Why not?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Heed me now, fellow Renans of Lenegus. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and
God, Dohalim, you're so cool.
Look up there, it's Lord Dohalim.
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid, as people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction.
Plan model's the worst,
Our
yeah.
top
I know.
engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegus, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among men. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Convenient timing on the power restore.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
That's like an artificial sky they created.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
Yeah, very likely.
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society?
Gotta stand on your own.
How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that.
Oh,
wouldn't you?
you're in charge, dude.
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader, the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
Gonna reform society?
How else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegus, a new dawn is on the
You're
verge
gonna establish
of
some
breaking.
form of democratic system?
One in which people won't be
Sounds like
judged
it.
by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things.
Establish
More
an actual
important things.
meritocracy?
Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I
God, he's
bumped
such a
into
cool
you after
dude.
all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnagain's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegus till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Mencia will be alright.
Indeed.
So,
Forgive me.
The people of Elda can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegus who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, It'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time
You
comes.
gonna stick around, Kisara? Oh, you two make a good
We should be
pair.
heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
So we actually are gonna go to Rena. Which, oh, he did unlock a new one. So he's gonna be their new leader, which is cool. Ground Dasher. Son of a bitch. I'd rather have easier perfect guarding.
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
No, it's Law's idea.
Everybody can share the credit here.
Which is cool. Like, I like that Law came up with the idea.
In one sense, when all is said and done, perhaps I have been a
I
slave
really like
this
the whole
whole time
character,
too.
by the way.
You, a Renan Lord. How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values,
Blind to,
resigned to being
what was
swept
really going on.
along, without the resolve to take a stand.
You're on blind
And when I
spots.
realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment, a lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character
his
sounds like
character
he was a wise man
buildings.
indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
They gave a lot of focus to all of the characters.
So
They all
much
had
I
like
wish I could ask him, especially
good
now.
character arcs.
I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
Like, it didn't just feel like the Alpha and Shion show.
How long have you known
Known what?
about the darkness I carry inside me? You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But
That's why you stuck around?
yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
You doing your motherly thing again?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
Both.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last.
But he doesn't
It
need
was
you
always
as much
so
now.
infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind, I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
Oh God, Rinwell
That's
smirk.
one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
Can't fast travel, huh? Are we good? Can I go get on the ship and see what Rena's like? Is Rena just the final dungeon? I have a feeling Rena's just the final dungeon. We're gonna get a lot of cutscenes on the way back, aren't we? Oh God, there's no side quests, right? Oh, please, please, no side quests. Please. If there's side quests, I think I'm just gonna screw it. Honestly. You're still healing this guy? Oh my God. At that point, he's probably dead. I guess it's not so much an artificial sky as it is just really bright lights on top that make it look like daylight. I think this does look pretty cool. Are you guys still firing down here at the Sugal? Oh no. Oh, that's a nice touch. The one guy that was fighting down there, he's hurt now, so he's being healed. That's a nice attention to detail. He was the guy doing the wind spell down there. What about down here? No, just a dead Zugal. Oh, I guess that's how they were explaining how the soldiers in the Forbidden Zone were like brainwashed too. So they weren't brainwashed at all. I guess whoever's controlling Red Woman just did what Voron did to them. I guess that's what they were saying. Man, I can't imagine beating somebody. So he literally just beat his own men and the slaves, the Danan slaves, so substantially, like mentally and spiritually, he literally broke them. What a dick. What a dick. To Rena?
I thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
Yeah, we got a lot of answers.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Who's really in charge?
Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet.
Dohalim's never been
The person
there.
responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renis Alma.
So let's see if my theory is correct about the
The
planet being
answers have to be
uninhabitable.
there. Are we prepared to finally
Watch,
find
it's
them?
just perfectly normal.
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we
Possibly.
come across a capital, we should... What?
Oh, god damn it! Why? Can you get off our ship? Can you not do that? Do we have guns on this thing? I like my airship. Could you stop doing that? I wanted to see... Did you just black hole us? God, what a creepy ass... Whatever the hell you are. Jesus. Did you just teleport us somewhere and... Maybe she teleported us to Renan.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Oh.
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
What, did she send us into the
right?
sun? Obviously.
We've lost control of the ship.
No kidding.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
No
Are they
kidding.
trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone, look there!
Yeah? Yeah. The hell is that? That's not a normal looking planet. Okay. So I guess that answers my question. Or was that just something else? I don't know. We really should have blown that thing up, huh? What is that? Okay. So I guess the planet's like only a little bit, huh? It's only the bit at the front. So, I guess the planet's the final dungeon.
A flower blooming out of Retta?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
It's a dying
And
planet,
it
for
appears
sure.
Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
I guess the planet's
If
evil.
that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
Look at their planet, dude. Like, it's
The
dying.
Flower of Oblivion.
It's literally just the core of the planet left.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
She doesn't want us there.
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down.
Oh, we'd dehydrate first, but yeah.
You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
So I guess they want to regenerate
Still
their
too
planet.
early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
No.
That probably wasn't good.
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
Tractor beam. Anime? This be a good time for an anime cutscene. No. So, where are we going? Do I want to know where we're going?
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would
Okay,
anyone
like I
want to
expected
bring
that about
us
their planet,
here?
but I didn't expect their planet to look like that. Holy cow.
Hey, Shion!
Yes.
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we
My
were back on the
glasses.
starship. We should see where this path takes us.
I'm guessing the red women are like the spiritual embodiment of the planet itself or something. The planet's almost certainly like the actual antagonist.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people. Does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I'm sure it does.
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's not surprising.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
Remember when you two hated each other? That was a long time ago. So, where are we?
Boo!
Really?
Are you out of your mind?
Really, Ruel?
Time for games,
God
Ruel.
damn it, girl.
Oh, come on.
There's a
How am I
Death
supposed
Star
to
going
make sense
off.
of you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
He's not
Yeah,
wrong.
but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too.
We almost died in space.
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
Can we leave? No, it's in no condition to take off. Let's save. Are we gonna get more story here? I mean, there's like nothing much here. Is this a dungeon?
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, Our planet's really not doing too hot right about
Is
now.
it better than the Renan planet? Did you see that
I've only
thing?
ever seen
Holy
Rena
crap.
From the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours.
Nope.
Still though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal
I don't
with
think
that
anybody
giant
on
flower coming out
that
of
would
it?
be why they positioned
Beats
Linnaeus
me.
exactly
I have
in front, in
absolutely no
between it like
clue.
that, so that
It's
Renans
so
couldn't
surreal.
see that either.
Looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena
It's a
and
dying
Dana.
planet.
We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the
Nope.
stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
No wonder nobody was
Don't
allowed to go
believe-
there.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be here somewhere. Let's find them.
There are so many goddamn skits.
That beam of light joining Dana and Rena.
I keep forgetting
was
that
the
you can
Renan
use
side that
the
it
D-pad
first
for
came from,
shortcuts to
right?
get to like the skill panels.
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was
Yeah, the
some kind of
wedge.
directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lennigus?
Clearly.
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you?
Like a
You notice
flower
something,
blooming.
you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
I get it. The planet's dead, so it's blooming with the power. Being reborn. Something like that. Alright. Are we good with the skits game? What is this one? Oh, that's how you get to the quest log easily. Wow, okay. Does up do anything? No. Lots of story in this last sequence here. But at least we had some gameplay, actually. Wait, what do you mean? Upper level? Central level? So whatever happened to Hanfrey? Like, are we gonna find out? Because he won the contest, but then disappeared, I guess. Okay, so we have to go to the central area. Okay. So Ren is definitely just the final dungeon. Seems more like a space station than anything.
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that?
Of course, let's not focus on... Oh. Oh, that looks like the red woman. It's a different color.
It's one of those!
No, it's a
red
different
woman
color.
in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So
I
it
don't
was a
think so.
trap?
I doubt it. Not attacking us.
It doesn't look like it can move.
You want to touch it?
Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
Can it not talk to us?
That is
it has
correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests
clever.
these days.
It has to talk through a
can
computer.
talk.
No, it can't talk, but it's using the computer system.
What are you?
Hevrect 35.
What now?
Hevrect 35. Is that your name?
Sounds like a program.
What is this place?
So Red Woman's
Wait,
like a
before that,
program?
Just what exactly are you?
Like a computer
Are
program?
you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
No idea.
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, We can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
Okay, the Great Spirit.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
Yeah.
What did you do to us?
Nothing.
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way.
Maybe you should have told us that beforehand.
Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helganquil.
Oh, are you now?
The Red Women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
So you're actually one of them, huh?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's Great Spirit no longer reaches
Oh, that's why you're not
us
under
here.
control of it.
Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's
So you're like the
influence,
Borg.
I have
Okay.
used any and all means
Cool.
to extend my lifespan. As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this
So you're
position.
one of them, but you got separated
question.
from the collective?
What is this great spirit of which you speak?
Helganquin, huh?
Is it something that rules over your kind?
I think I'm just gonna call them Red Women still.
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
So the planet is actually
A
evil.
voice? Just like Dana.
That is literally the direction they went.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it.
The
without
planet is
question
the actual antagonist. The
throughout
planet
ages.
itself.
Does
That's
that mean it was
really
controlling
weird
your minds?
and yet cool.
Wait a second. Could this great spirit be the true sovereign of Rena?
No kidding.
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this great spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've
It's
already
true.
made contact with the
It's
will
definitely
of
true.
Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus.
Right.
If Dana has a will of its own, I don't
The
see
planet,
why
both
Rena
planets are
wouldn't.
alive. Rena's dying and it's
Maybe
probably
not,
trying to
But think about what you're saying.
save
If Dana
itself.
has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but
Let's assume that what Hevrek 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets. Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit.
Yeah, the planet's smaller.
Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents.
Okay. That's why the...
So
I see.
thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
So
Which
Dana's will is
explains
not...
why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegus are where so much of that energy
Right,
had been
okay.
accumulated.
So it's weaker.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state. As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
It ate itself?
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
That doesn't seem
Indeed.
productive.
And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest.
So it's just
Had the
evil.
initial spirit channeling from 300
It's just a
years ago
malevolent
succeeded,
being
all of Dana's
that literally
astral
destroyed
energy
its
would have been
own planet.
seized.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegus was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renis Alma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest.
That's what
An
I figured.
efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
This is all happening because of me.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
A request? But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
Yeah, that's about right.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
Yes.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
Actually, why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize.
Really?
As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Well, that's not much of a
Others?
choice then.
Just how many of you are there?
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Faisal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
So are there like Renans here or something that got separated? So they literally went in the direction that... So basically both planets have a live stream, except one is
You
evil.
can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
Doesn't seem
To be honest,
malicious.
the conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy.
So that's why I guess Rena looks like
That being said,
looks
had we not
almost like an
previously
apple
encountered the
hollowed
will
out,
of
right?
Dana, I suspect
like a
I would
core?
find its story much more difficult to believe.
Yeah.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that
It
creates
just wants
and
to eat
shapes
it all.
the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Right.
Stab the planet
There's
with a
one other
sword.
thing that
That'll solve the
concerns me.
problem.
How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor
Are
into
they
all
even
this?
from the planet?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevrecht 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out.
Let's do that, actually. We can go to the upper level. Then we'll go to the lower level. This is just a viewing deck. Why? Why did I come in here? Going over here first. Huh. Okay. This has a very Star Ocean-y feel to it, by the way. It's not a bad thing. Just saying. Okay. So I was kind of right. Like, Rena is basically a parasite. It's so much of a parasite, it literally fed on itself. Like, wow. To the point where it basically ran out of power and now it's just feeding on another planet. And then what, can it move? Is it gonna go to another planet afterwards? Actually, it probably can move. It doesn't seem like there needs to be sun for there to be sunlight for some weird reason in this world. Since neither planet really seems to be rotating anything, right? Because if it was orbiting, we would have seen that the planet didn't look like that. Okay, the
Who are
Renans
they?
here.
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so
Zephyr?
long since I've seen any humans
Is that
in the
you?
outside world.
Why did they use Zephyr's voice actor?
Are you a Renan?
Oh,
Pretty
yeah,
much.
I guess so.
I don't know. It's probably never going to be explained if it can move or not.
The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much
I mean,
as
he's
we can.
doing a different
But
voice,
be
but
quick.
I can tell it's him.
Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What are you talking about?
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
Obviously.
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Okay. Let's do that.
Have you guys lived up here in Dag Fazel with Hevrecht 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been, though. We regularly go into stasis,
McGill? Is that
so
you?
our sense of time has
Pretty
gotten
much.
rather out of whack over the years.
Ah.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
Okay.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
And you've been working for Hevrecht 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
Ah.
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans.
Okay, they're
As long
explaining
as they
that.
don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
Seriously,
I haven't been
Volron
able
couldn't
to
see her.
scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I
I'm gonna assume he
understand,
could see her
the
and just
type
didn't
of
give a
cloaking
shit.
they use is
Let's go with that.
primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition,
Okay.
they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine
Whoa.
that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
Yeah, I would be too.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Hevrecht 35 has clearly ceased concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or
Yeah,
purge
they'd
us
kill you.
outright.
After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be
She's
best
not
to
wrong. They
simply
would
stay here and
remember
watch
that if
everything
anybody even
unfold
went into the Forbidden
instead.
Room, they would kill you.
Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further.
That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes
So
on,
he's
though.
dying, or she's dying. It's dying. I don't know.
Thank you for answering our questions. Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
Then
From
who are
Rena?
Renans?
Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
What?
Oh, I thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
No.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
Oh, that's ironic. They really are the same. So the whole enslaving
But if
them is
that's
all
true,
based on bullshit.
then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
That would explain why there was
There
like a
aren't,
Danon mages,
but
right?
there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In
Because their
essence,
planet
we
devoured
were
it?
created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there.
So you guys are all Danon
That's
mages.
why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use Astro Arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional
You're
surgery.
way too calm about this, dude.
They have these tiny machines that are practically
Stop
invisible.
zooming in on his
They
face. I don't
insert
want to
into their
know.
bodies and
Enough.
Stop. That's enough.
You needn't tell us anymore.
Please stop.
can you
That
speak
was
so
getting
calmly about
really
all of
gross,
this?
actually.
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance.
That's a fucked up
If it meant
perspective.
their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
It was a little disturbing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
Dohalim.
Just when I think we're getting to the bottom of it all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
Good luck with that. So I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that. I guess maybe I should have.
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Yes. It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
Okay.
We have a winner. However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana, and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contests began.
Correct.
Yep.
Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well.
Vholran.
It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevrecht 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes, and yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Not good. They don't act normal. They act kind of crazy.
Feels like our whole world
which I
has
guess
been
makes
turned
sense.
upside down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously,
Nope.
I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's
sneeze.
great spirit being behind everything.
Yeah, the planet's
Everything
evil.
that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Danans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Danans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should
I'm
probably
assuming the
take it
glowy
easy and rest
eyes
our minds
is
a
a
bit.
side effect of
Why don't we all take some time to
the
think things
surgeries
over
that they did
before
on
we
them.
decide on our next move?
That's a good idea,
that
Kisara.
altered their
If the Renan
DNA.
Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's
No
not just
kidding.
Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay.
So are we fighting a god?
Sure you don't want to be alone right now?
Technically?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up
We're
on
fighting the
everybody.
live stream.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds, too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot. Everything we thought we knew, it was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, no, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 is.
So no wonder they can't talk to us. They're not. They're
Well,
literally not a
if their
different
names
species.
Or anything to go by.
They probably don't even understand what we're
could
saying.
be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if
Actually, then
Hevrek
again,
35
this
was
one
telling the
could
truth,
do it, but maybe
and
it's
this was
probably
all
using the
just
computer
one
system to
massive
translate.
lie,
Actually,
does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not.
It's certainly not capable of
I think it just
regular
means
English,
we've lost
right?
our foothold for now.
Or
That's
whatever
all.
language Danans and Renans
Really?
speak in.
Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
This is definitely the pre-final battle, or final dungeon thing, by the way. For sure. Okay. There's definitely not much to the Rena planet as a whole. Which I was wondering, like, we must have to go there, right? Like, I figured that'd be like the second half of the game, but nah, it makes sense if that's all it is. Oh my god, that is depressing. Wait, I have to heal you for some reason? Why are you injured? Like, no, really, why are you injured? Okay. Also, what is the point of that? Like, there's literally a rest point in this room.
Oh, it's you two. Does he seem like he's doing any better now?
He who? Oh, you mean Dohalim, don't you?
You really worry about him,
we're all
don't you?
struggling to wrap our minds around it all. But he looked like he was taking it really hard earlier.
Given his background,
And what
that
do
makes
you
sense.
think about everything we've learned? About the Renans and the Great Spirit and all that?
On some level, I'm not even really sure what to think, to be honest. I mean, the Great Spirit is like a huge natural disaster, but with a mind and will of its own. But if that thing's hellbent on trying to destroy our planet, then the only thing left for us
I'm
to
assuming
do
the
is stop
Helgonquin are
it.
dying because
As for
it
the
ate
Renans,
their own planet.
I suppose my feelings on that are a bit more mixed.
How so?
What do you mean?
Coexistence between Danans and Renans in Menancia is still a work in progress. In my case, I think that's partly because deep down, I was still on guard around Renans. So, to be told that they're like us, that they're actually just like us is, well,
And yet they were.
I guess it's a little
Enslaving
deflating,
you
to
guys,
be
yeah.
honest.
You kept a pretty level head.
It was all based on bullshit.
You mean about the Renans? At the end of the day, the Helganquil and the Great Spirit are the ones who are
I
responsible.
kind of like that twist, though.
But
the end,
at the
they're
same time,
not any
I
different.
realize
They're
that
not
not every
superior in
Danon
any
is
way.
necessarily going to believe that either.
You know, their whole
I know you're already aware of this.
racial
but the
superiority
list of
thing was
grievances
based on
the
complete
Danans have
bullshit.
against the Renans is long,
They're
and
actually just the
understandably
same.
so. And if people then find out that they're all actually one and the
It's a
same,
nice twist.
yeah,
And it's a nice reveal.
I don't think they're going to take to it too
It
kindly.
works for the message too.
Even just among the
The
Danans,
message of the game.
I'm
The
sure
theme of
there
the
will be
game,
some who
rather.
emerge with power and some who won't. I think if we can find a way to get rid of that imbalance, then we'll be in a truly good place.
Well, first we can try to figure out what to do about the existing conflicts we have.
Yeah. It'd be nice if one day people could learn to get past their hatred like Rinwell did.
It's no small task. We can't pretend like the
not.
past didn't happen and ask people to forget their very real pain and suffering.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Everybody has their reasons for feeling the way that they do. But if we just keep yelling at each other about it, we'll never move on. In a worst-case scenario, it might lead to even more people getting killed.
And we all have to figure out how to meet halfway. Not just that, but to also embrace each other's pain, in a sense.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It's true. Everybody has their own scars, their own trauma. The first step to healing those wounds is to put aside that hatred. It won't be achieved through reasoning, but I think it's a good first step, if nothing else. And now, I think I see a way to
Even
move
though this
forward.
last part of the game has
But
been
to do
very
that,
cutscene heavy, the
first
scenes
we
have
need to
been
make sure our
good.
planet isn't going to get wiped
like,
out.
the plot has been really well written and interesting. So it's fun. At least to me.
Calm? Only because after everything we've seen, we don't have the energy to keep being shocked.
How are you holding up, Rinwell? That whole talk about the Renans looked like it shook you up a bit.
Yeah. I get this sinking feeling whenever I remember how Dahnan mages like my family were persecuted and died out. And now, I finally know why that is.
It was
But
intentional.
I was thinking, if Renans end up living together with Dahnans again,
Makes sense.
then mages won't be such an unusual thing to see on Dahna anymore, right?
That's true.
I know it's not as simple as all that, but Dahnans
had to
probably
persecute
won't
your
be so
people.
quick to let their guards down.
For their plan.
And there might be Renans who still act superior because of their arts.
Bunch of assholes.
It wouldn't surprise me. 300 years of bad blood and prejudice isn't going to be an easy thing to overcome.
Yeah. I know firsthand just how much hatred can take hold in your heart once you let it in. But even so, I was still able to change. And if I can change, so can anyone else. So I was thinking maybe, I don't know, I could use my position as both a Dahnan and a mage to help bring both sides together.
Rinwell.
That great spirit worries me too, though. Dahna's will feels so warm and inviting. So why is Rena's will trying to destroy our entire planet?
Now that you mention it, Everett 35 and the other scientists here never really brought that up. Maybe they don't know either.
Maybe.
So weird when I
But
look at her.
regardless, at the end of
Like
the
the
day,
text is yellow
Dahna's
on
still
my
our home.
PC.
There's no way we can let it be destroyed.
Not on the recording.
We won't.
Just on
We'll
the
keep
actual
it safe no
monitor.
matter what.
It's because I have the nightlight on. If you know what that means. The, you know, the filter out blue light at night. So it like really distorts the colors when I'm looking at my PC monitor. It's kind of funny. Okay, so where are you guys? You alright, Law?
I still can't believe it, man.
You're not the only one still trying to make sense of all this. Believe me.
Really? You've never struck me as the type of guy to get hung up on these sorts of things.
Did you forget what happened back in Thistleum? Once my memories started coming back to me, I felt completely and totally lost.
That's true, you did.
It was really that bad for you?
Oh, it was horrible.
Yeah, it was. But thanks to Law and everybody else, I remembered that I still had things out there worth fighting for.
Man, I think you might be a better guy than me, Alphen. All I can remember thinking was, when's this guy gonna get his act together?
I know! You were like, man up, dude.
I was too worried about repeating the same mistakes I'd made back with my dad.
That is hilarious.
And running away from the
Everybody else
truth.
is so empathetic,
That
and Law
was
was
no
just
way
like,
to live.
get
I
over
tried to
it,
stay
bro.
strong.
It's like, oh,
My way.
Jesus, dude.
But all this talk about other
It was
races and
hilarious.
the world ending, if I can be honest with you guys, it's just all too much for me to handle right now.
I know this is going to sound strange coming from me, but maybe the key is not to worry too much about the big stuff right now.
Says the woman with thorns inside her
I
body.
used to worry all the time about my thorns, for obvious reasons, but I never really opened up to anyone about them. And when I realized my visions pointed to a threat that was bigger than me, I didn't know what I should do or who to tell. But that's when I finally got it. You guys were all there for me, to teach me what's really important. I just had to open up and listen.
In other words, you If you let the big picture stuff get you all muddled up inside, you'll begin to lose sight of what you really care about. Yeah, I think you're right.
The thing that's most important, what I really care about, all I want to do is protect the people that really matter to me, to fight for them. That's good enough, right?
Not everyone is strong enough to fight.
Huh?
It's something your dad told me once when he was still alive.
It's true.
Law, you know you're strong enough to fight, and you're strong enough to protect the people you care about. Forget all the big stuff going on. Just don't lose sight of what you want to protect in the first place. Sound good?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does. It's like a big weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I'll fight to protect the people around me. Just like I always have. I think that's best.
Cool. Alright. Yeah, it was a subjugation tool. That's actually a good point. Like, they have their whole last names is a subjugation tool in the other regard, right? Make them feel that they're superior when in reality they weren't.
I apologize for making you witness that.
You mean hearing the origins of the
I
Renans?
imagine the Great Spirit just disposed of
Indeed.
the Renan, so it doesn't.
It's shocking to
really
have so many things
Actually, no,
I
no,
thought
no.
to be indelible fade
No,
away
it would
in
probably
mere
need
seconds.
them for
Even I'm still not sure
whatever
everything we've
used
heard here
next.
is actually true.
Let's not delude ourselves. If what we've heard is a lie, it's a rather elaborate one.
But it certainly doesn't really care.
I
too
can
much
only
about them.
imagine that you must have been
They're just a
constantly
means to an
feeling
end.
like this, ever since your memory returned, Alphen. And you as well, Shion. About your thorns, and being a maiden.
That's just part of being alive, don't you think?
Well, to say the least. But enough about me.
So you
I'm
just
not
inherited the
concerned for
maiden power,
myself.
huh, Shion?
What concerns me is all of the other Renans out there.
When you say the other Renans, you mean the ones that are living on Lenegis or Dana, right?
Correct. Even if we stop the Great Spirit from annihilating Dana, our problems will still remain. Putting aside the untold state that Rena may be in. If we do not truly belong there, we will have to think long and hard about where it is that we wish to return to.
So, I guess your only real choices at this point are to either stay on Lenegis or come down to Dana, huh? And right now, Lenegis might not even be a safe option.
Looks that way.
And at the same time, Danans are hardly likely to embrace Renans with open
Shoes
arms.
on the other foot now, huh?
If the issue is forced, things could turn dire. There is, after all, 3 centuries worth of hatred to overcome between us. And the victims of our rule have absolutely every right to feel animosity towards us Renans. Our own circumstances as the aggressors are irrelevant.
I didn't expect the former Lord of Menancia to be so down about people reconciling.
Menancia's fate was a stroke of good luck. There had been backlash over how it had been ruled, and I was blessed to have sympathizers among my ranks. Still, even now, there remain ardent dissidents.
But things can still change if you have the right people to help lead the way. Isn't that what you hope to achieve on Lenegis, after this is all over?
Indeed, I have fully accepted the burden of that responsibility. In that regard, I remain determined. On that note, I have something of a favor to ask of you, Alphen.
You do?
Oh? What is it?
I wish for you to serve as a mediator so that the Renans can live on Dana peaceably. As the one and only Blazing Sword, I suspect the Danans may listen to what you have to say when problems arise.
And I take it that you'll be the one to represent the Renans?
Yes. I realize that I'm asking quite a lot of you. However, the fact of the matter is that it will take time for Renans to re-enter Danan society without any bloodshed. That is why.
You're the same as ever, Dohalim.
Is it too much?
No, relax. You get so tense and formal when you're asking for a favor. Listen,
Just be casual,
there's no
man.
need for that. We're friends.
You're too kind. I can see you were raised well.
That's some high praise, Alphen.
Then I'll ask once again, this time just as friends. Alphen, will you help me?
That's the first
You
time he's
don't
ever
even
asked
need to
without
ask.
being formal.
Of course I will.
Thank you, my friend.
Well,
I mean,
it
given what
sounds
happened
like
to his other
everyone's
friends, it
learning
makes
from their
sense
past
that
and using it to create a better
he had
future for
difficulty
everyone.
getting close to other people.
What about you, Shion? How do you feel about the origin of the Renans?
To be honest, I'm not really all that shocked, actually. I mean, I might be a Renan in the literal sense, but I've never really felt like one of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Right now, it's kind of a mystery.
How do you mean?
Because for a really, really long time, all I ever thought about was how I was going to die. Not if or when, but how. I thought I'd die alone. That fate had me in its steely grip. I would have never imagined that I'd be traveling with someone like you, fighting to save Rena and Dana. I mean, how could I have? It's been going on for 300 years. All this tragedy and destruction. When you consider the Helganquil's part in all this, it's been even longer than that. It was Naori's hope that somehow, someone in the future would be able to stop it before it was too late. How it fell on us, of all people, to heed that call is a mystery.
I don't think Naori was hoping that we would just stop the world from getting destroyed.
Yeah.
She considered me, a Danan, as a real person. And she very much cherished her own people, too. I don't think she wanted the world to be saved, just so they could go back to hurting each other. Oh, maybe this is what she meant.
Huh?
When we were talking to Kisara earlier, about all that stuff like everyone's needing to meet halfway and embrace each other's pain and suffering. She said that the first step down that path was for each of us to put aside our own hatred. That means forgiving other people, even and especially before they forgive you.
Forgiving. So it goes both ways, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't just mean forgiving things that happened in the past either. Conflicts will keep happening. If we have any hope of moving on and building a better future, we have to all learn to forgive each other.
You know, you're right. People can hurt one another without even meaning to. I know that better than most, thanks to these thorns.
It's not going to be easy getting past this pain. But if we can do it, I'm sure there'll come a time when we can all truly understand each other. I'm there with you, Shion. I too want to protect the world we live in, and all the people we care about. I think that's the very least I can do to repay Naori for everything that she did.
Yeah. I want a future that she would feel proud to live in, and I'm going to fight for it.
Whoa there, Savior Girl. We're here to save you too, you know.
Yes, I know. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I want to live, and that's the honest truth.
Well, is everybody ready to do what needs to be done?
Yep.
I am. There's a lot to think about, but at the end of the day, Dana's still in danger. I don't care who we're up against. We'll kick their ass.
We're gonna punch the live stream.
What are your thoughts, Alphen? I want to know what's on your mind, too.
Like Law said, if we have to fight the Great Spirit on Rena, then so be it. It's trying to rob us of our entire world.
This theme.
And it's going to take not just our home, but all of existence along with it. That alone is enough to make it our enemy. But it's not only that. One way or another, I think beating the Great Spirit is going to be tied to us saving Shion.
Well, we need the Renaissama.
You're saying there's a chance?
To remove her thorns.
You're referring to the vision of destruction we all saw in Lenegis, I take it?
Yeah. 3 centuries ago, the astral energy that appeared at the spirit channeling ceremony showed Naori that vision. And to hear Shion tell it, it's the same one that she sees from her own thorns as well.
Indeed. Shion's thorns are comprised of dark astral energy, the one type which we know is native only to Rena. And if Rena's great spirit is what's behind Dana's pending destruction, then...
Shion's thorns are the Great Spirit? It's not actually on Rena like
no
we thought?
kidding.
We don't know anything for certain. At the very least, though, I think it's possible her thorns are a part of the Great Spirit.
That's pretty clear.
While the main body resides in Rena.
Shion.
If these thorns really are a part of Rena's great spirit, I'm going to go over there and give it a piece of my mind and then some.
The question is, how do we confront it?
That's a good
Suffice
question.
to say, that flower growing out of Rena is enormous, large enough to house the will of an entire planet. The Wedge and Lenegis were both hard enough for us to overcome in their own right. This is an altogether greater challenge for merely 6.
And we only know about the Thorns connection thanks to Naori.
Hevric 35 has been observing the great astral spirit this whole time. It wouldn't ask us to fight it unless it has a plan of some sort. Let's go see what that is.
Alright.
Our minds are made up. Let's go give Hevric 35 our answer.
So if the Sovereign and Maiden were originally boot-up programs for Lenegis, what about now?
Even with the Forbidden Zone in ruins and the Renis Alma stolen, Lenegis is functioning fine. If it needed us before, it doesn't appear to now.
First they lumber you with a position you never asked for, then you're discarded like you're nothing? Who the hell do they think they are?
More importantly, who do they think we are? We might not even factor into their list of concerns.
Probably not.
I just hope everyone on Lenegis is safe.
Worst comes to worst, Lenegis is equipped with a large number of starships the people can escape in. As long as the whole satellite doesn't suddenly explode or something, they should be fine.
Wait, explode?
In any case,
wait,
we're truly
explode?
going to make a difference. It's on Rena we're needed, not Lenegis. The people there will be fine. I'm sure of it.
Right.
It's not gonna blow the thing up. It needs it to channel the energy. I mean, obviously. Let's go to the central level. I'm assuming we're going into the final dungeon. I'm not gonna go through it, obviously, but I'd like to get into it. Alright, what's the plan? We gonna punch it in the face? Oh, you got, like, things here. Yo, we're here.
Do you have your answer for me?
We want to ask something first. You're asking us to fight an entire planet. How exactly do you expect us to do that? You must have something up your sleeve, or else you wouldn't put us up to it.
The great astral spirit is an immense being, but its actual will does not run throughout its entire body.
So there's a core.
Rather, its will is derived from the core, which supports the rest of the body, and is where its strength is most densely concentrated.
Like the core,
Therefore,
kill the
if you
planet.
destroy the core, the great spirit shall become unable to maintain sentience, and return to being ordinary astral energy.
And how are we supposed to destroy that core?
By using the Renis Alma. You will also need the assistance of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. They are our best tools for suppressing and controlling astral energy. Using their powers, the Maiden shall seal the great astral spirit within her body, and the Sovereign shall wield the power of the Renis Alma to destroy it.
Hold on. That sounds a lot like what Shion described before.
Yeah, killing herself to take out the thorns with her.
She was actually right all along.
By my calculations, your powers combined should be sufficient to destroy the great astral spirit and disperse its energy widely enough to make it difficult to reform.
What will happen to the Maiden once we manage to beat the great astral spirit?
Any matter contained within the field of destruction shall be erased.
So it really will kill me.
This method is the most simple one available to destroy the great spirit.
Yeah,
and is therefore our most reliable option.
What are our other options?
There is little reason to consider alternative courses of action when the most optimal among
No,
them
there's
is
clearly
so
another
pure.
option.
Get it. I promised Shion that she wouldn't die. That we'd save the world without needing to sacrifice her.
What's the other option?
We didn't fight this whole time just to give up on her at the very end. If there's any other way to take out the Great Spirit, I want to hear it.
This plan shall lead to the fewest losses in preserving your world. Abandoning it is irrational.
Well, that's what makes us human.
It is vital that you proceed with this plan. A part of Rena's great astral spirit already resides within her. 300 years ago, the Great Spirit descended upon Lenegis in an attempt to assume direct control of the spirit channeling ceremony. We have reason to believe the Great Spirit left part of itself behind, and that it now resides in the Maiden.
Which would make Alphen's earlier hypothesis correct.
That part inside the Maiden belongs to the core, and can be used by the great astral spirit to revive itself. So long as it remains, it will be all but impossible to fully eradicate the Great Spirit.
Can she give it back?
That is why it is necessary for it to be vanquished only once it is whole. Without the Maiden's direct control over the Great Spirit, attacking it is futile and will only serve to strengthen it.
No.
Wait. Naori said that the Renis Alma can suppress the self-realization of astral energy, and that the thorns can be neutralized by placing them in it. If so, can't the same also be done to the Great Spirit, seeing as the thorns are simply part of it?
Well, can it?
It is true that the Renis Alma is capable of what you suggest, and could contain the great astral spirit.
Yes!
However, doing so requires fine control on the level of the spirit channeling
much more
ceremony,
difficult.
Considering that the Renis Alma was previously lost when that ceremony failed. I cannot allow it. Its uncertainty is simply too great.
What does that mean for us if you won't allow it?
Your starship will not be restored, and you will all be unable to leave here.
So you're being a dick.
Fine then. I'd rather stay here and rot than do it your way.
Alphen?
Whatever we do, if we mess up, Dana's screwed. The Great Spirit will destroy it. If you're fine letting that happen, and we have nothing to gain either way, then I'd rather do nothing. We want to stop Dana from getting destroyed. We want to save it. But not if it means having to sacrifice one of us in the process. If all you're gonna do is sit back and watch us where it's safe, then quit ordering us around and shut up!
Alphen.
What you say is irrational. Be that as it may, I shall accede to your
I mean, what choice does he really have?
You'll agree?
I am an observer. The Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma are my species' greatest achievement.
Alphen basically called his bluff.
I wish to see how well they work against the Great Spirit in light of our demise by its hands.
But what are we supposed to do about the Renis Alma? One of your buddies ran off with it back on Lenegis.
It is likely that the Renis Alma is with the Great Spirit, functioning as a catalyst for it to receive Dana's astral energy.
So our only option to retrieve it is to head straight for the Great Spirit and take it back?
According to my observations, the astral energy is most densely concentrated in the center of Rena, where the Great Spirit's core is located.
So right in the middle of that giant flower, then.
I have one more question. You've said that Rena's great astral spirit is already integrated with the planet. What will happen to Rena once it vanishes?
It'll die.
Without the will of the Great Spirit, Rena is predicted to collapse. Even in such a scenario, the energy will disperse, and the Great Spirit will likely
we're gonna
not
destroy the
reform.
planet. There is no other choice.
So you're saying that even if we manage to beat the Great Spirit without destroying it, we'll still be in danger?
Likely, the collapse will occur in stages. It is recommended that you all escape before the final stage.
Okay.
Man, I wish that thing would tell it to us straight for once.
At least he gave us a warning about it.
35 and the others have gotten used to hypothesizing from afar is all.
So kill the thing, get the hell out of there.
Fix our starship. We're going to Rena.
Excellent.
But I want to make one thing clear. We're doing this for ourselves, to protect what matters to us. We're not doing it for your sake, or because you told us to. Remember that.
It matters little to me. The end result shall be the same.
It's all
Repair
yeah,
work
that's
on your
optional
starship
stuff. Yes.
has commenced. You'll
The
have to
other
wait until it's
spirit
finished.
things, they're optional. The other lights.
Man, is it too much to ask for Hevrick 35 to talk like a normal person? I swear I can feel my brain starting to
Nah, it's after.
fry after listening to all the
I mean, we're level what?
That
45. We'll probably be level 50s by the time we get done. So.
complicated stuff.
Don't worry. I think we're mostly done with him. Now
So
all we
we'll
have
probably
to do is
we'll be
rest
high
up and
enough
wait.
level to do it after that, I guess.
Once the Fall Knights is good to go again, we'll be taking off for Rena right away. Is the Renis Alma really our only hope against the Great Spirit? There has to be another way, right?
Shion's Fire Master Core was able to suppress astral energy to prevent it from gaining sentience, right? Couldn't we make use of that somehow?
I'm not sure. In small doses, maybe. And with the amount of energy we're talking about here.
Back in Calaglia, the Blazing Sword was able to take in a whole spirit vessel's worth of energy.
Well, it did build up to
if
this
it has the
reveal.
capacity
I
to
mean, the
manage
whole
that,
other
it can
sentient
do this, right?
energy stuff.
Except after it absorbed the energy, it ended up releasing it all moments later, remember? Let's not forget, it nearly killed you. Besides, this is the Great Spirit we're talking about, not a paltry vessel. Even if I could use the Master Core, your body wouldn't be able to take the strain of channeling that much energy.
Hevrecht 35 didn't mention it, and it did not seem the type to skimp on details. So assuming it's even possible, the chances are slim to none.
You're probably right.
Probably, yeah. Let's get into the final dungeon. And then, leave that for next time. Sure, rest up.
You still thinking about what the scientists told us?
Hey, Kisara.
About where Renans really come from?
Probably.
I am, but not for myself.
You're worried about the future of the Renan people.
The fact that our people have been the same this whole time will only give the Danans further reason to resent us.
That's true.
But you still intend to confront this truth head on, don't you?
I love their dynamic.
Well, I did declare that I would live my life for the living, and not the dead. Even as I dream of retirement, I shall remain dedicated to the cause.
Dude, you
I'm
may never
sure
retire.
you'll do great.
Now that I think about it, I don't believe I've ever heard you criticize or reproach us Renans even once.
I'm no saint. I have skeletons in my closet too. There was definitely a time when I hated Renans for who they were. I hated them just for being Renan. But you changed that, Dohalim. You gave me an opportunity to see them in a different light. Thanks to your reforms, we were able to stand next to Renans not as slaves, but as equals for the first time in our lives. Of course, I'm sure there were some Renans who still hated us on the inside. But we knew that not all of you were like that. There were those of you who were good, and that was a start. When it comes down to it, Renans are just people. They can be good or bad, just like Dahnans.
That is, in essence, the heart of your approach, isn't it? That we're all people.
Yeah, it is. When you can pull someone aside and talk to them one-on-one, then you have the chance to come to an understanding. But as soon as you stereotype, that chance goes away, and you stop thinking of them as people that you can relate to.
I understand what you're saying, but we're talking about massive numbers of Renans and Dahnans alike. Realistically speaking, surely they won't all be able to get along.
Even if we end up butting heads with one person, maybe we'll find better luck among their friends. If we can build a society that works like that, that'll be something worth nurturing and protecting.
So you wish for people to form real bonds and do away with the hierarchy outright? To deal with one another as humans, and nothing more? That's the ideal future you hope to see when this is all over?
Yes, I do. I think it would make for a fine tribute to my brother's legacy. Though, that said, I would be doing it for the people of the future first and foremost. Do you still plan to return to Lenegis when this is over?
Indeed I do. I don't know whether I'll be able to reside in Lenegis proper, however. My first order of business may be to find somewhere to live.
You'll always have a home in Menancia, you know.
As I shall ever keep in mind.
Well, if you ever need a helping hand, don't hesitate to come get me. I'll always be there for you, Doe.
Did you just... Never mind. Thank you, Kisara.
She called you your nickname.
I appreciate your patience as I work all this out.
Don't even mention it. And really, when you think about it, now that we know the two of us aren't so different after all, don't you think that brings down a barrier that used to be between us?
You know, I hadn't actually thought of it that way before. But I do like the sound of it.
Yeah, I think I do too.
She was almost sarcastic in that way she said his name.
Hey,
what's up?
Why'd you call me here? Was there something you wanted to talk about?
Well, if everything we've heard about the Great Spirit is true, then we're getting close to our final battle.
Yep.
So I wanted to apologize while I can.
You what?
Apologize? For what?
I was being real stupid before. About whether Dana's will had been controlling us and all that.
Oh yeah, you were wrong about that.
I get why you're angry now. Anybody would be if something they trusted was being questioned. So, I'm sorry, Rinwell. Really. I should have kept my mouth shut.
No, Law. Honestly, I think you might have been onto something. Of course you were worried. Who wouldn't be if they found out there might be some invisible force pulling our strings this whole time?
But you really trust Dana's will, don't you? Is it because you can sense it a lot more than the rest of us? Because you can understand it?
Yeah, I think that might be part of it. But I think I also want to believe it's good.
Believe?
Remember how I used to really resent coming from a family of mages?
You over that now?
Yeah, of course. Because you were always on the run and had to live in hiding.
When we rescued Zephyr and I finally decided to come along with you all, something changed inside me. It was the first time I felt like my powers had any meaning. even if that meaning was only helping you guys fight. Then, when I felt Dana's will, I was overwhelmed by how vast and warm it was. It made me want to believe my powers were made to connect with it. It made me believe I had a bigger purpose.
So that's why you hope it doesn't turn out to be bad. You almost need it to be kind.
Yeah.
That's why you got us upset.
Well, alright. Then I promise I'll lay off bad-mouthing it.
You will?
There's no way for me to know for sure one way or the other, right? But you trust it, Rinwell, and that's enough for me. So I'll trust it because you do.
Remember what I said about neither planet's great spirit reaching us here?
Yeah?
That's not quite true. I can feel just a little bit of Rena's inside you and everyone else.
You... what?
What?
I sensed it when we first got here. It's a really small amount, so it doesn't feel like it has a will of its own. But I think that's how Dana's energy probably is too.
So you're saying there's a little bit of Dana's will inside each of us? In a way, doesn't that mean we're all Dana's will?
Yeah, technically, I guess.
What?
Well, like you said, unless Dana's energy comes together, it has no will. So if we all have a little bit of Dana's astral energy inside us...
Yeah, maybe...
Heverick 35 might know the answer. But, you know what? I don't need to ask it. My will is my own. I fight for who I want to fight for. That's who I am now. Who I've become.
It's a good line.
So thanks, Rinwell, for sharing that with me.
Ah.
To be honest, the only reason I was suspicious of Dana's will, well, I mean, it mostly was... I feel like you and I had grown apart lately, and I was worried it was because...
Huh?
Never mind. Nothing. Just forget about it.
Huh? No, what were you saying?
Saying? I don't remember
Come
saying
on.
anything.
Now you won't tell me what you were
No,
thinking?
that's not what I'm saying.
Then spit it out already.
Oh,
You
now
sure
we're on
you
the
don't
upper
want to
deck.
get some rest?
Dude, Law, just ask the girl out already. It's
can't.
blatantly obvious.
I've got too much on my mind. Especially knowing how close our last battle is. How are you doing, Xion?
Also, you were jealous of a planet?
Same as you.
That's
Still
kind of
trying
weird,
to
Law.
absorb everything.
So, how's it
Remember
going?
when it was so simple? We were only fighting all the lords on Dana?
Oh yeah, back
Well,
when
that
we were in the
feels like a
first season of
lifetime
this
ago,
game.
doesn't it?
Yeah, that was a thing.
Ages and ages ago. Everything that's happened since we first met. So many fights, so much chaos, so many wonderful people.
If I hadn't run into you that day, well, I wouldn't have met all of you.
No
I never would have held the
kidding.
blazing sword.
It wouldn't have
or
been a
looked for
game.
something more. I wouldn't have my memories back. I'd still be a faceless slave, like as not long dead.
Hey, Alphen. I want you to promise me something.
Yeah?
Yeah?
If we can't find the Renis Alma, there's something I want you to do. Like Heverick 35 said, the only way we can end the Great Spirit for good is to go after both the main body in Rena and the thorns in me. I need you to promise me, Alphen, that if for some reason we can't get the Renis Alma back, you'll use the blazing sword to destroy the Great Spirit, and me along with it.
Huh?
It's true the Blazing Sword may not have the strength of the Renis Alma. But it's taken us this far. It's slain lords and beasts. At the very least, it has to be worth a try.
You can't be serious. Have you forgotten everything that
Listen,
we've...
the Great Spirit isn't just our problem. It's a threat to our entire world. Renans and Dahnans alike. We don't know what's going to happen when we face it, but we need to be prepared for anything. We can't second-guess ourselves when the time comes. I promise you, I'm not planning on going anywhere. I'm prepared to fight with absolutely everything I've got. But if it comes down to it, I need you to be prepared too.
Okay.
Oh, he actually said yes.
But you should know that I'm not going to give up on you, Shion. I'm going to fight this until the very end. I hope you can forgive me for that.
Alphen. Okay, I understand. And I'll forgive you.
Thank you, Shion.
So it's a promise then?
Yeah, it's a promise.
Yeah, she smiles.
I remember how I felt the first time you touched me. My thorns made any contact a mistake no one would ever make twice. After they'd seen what could happen, fear would always linger behind their eyes. In my entire life, I never had someone willingly reach out to me. But when you reached out to me and gently took my hand, you didn't react at all. It was so easy for you. I don't have words for the shock I felt in that moment.
That's because I couldn't feel pain back then.
Even once you could, though, you still chose to keep reaching out to me. And when you did, I felt this warmth that I had never known before. But still, I hate having to see you suffer through it every time you do.
You won't have to worry about that for much longer.
You think so?
Hopefully.
I do, because Shion,
No. You can tell me once my thorns are gone.
Oh, she's fully aware.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Their romance is really well written. It's probably the best one in a Tales game.
Everybody get enough rest? We ready for this?
Yeah, I'm serious. It probably is.
We should probably get moving.
Agreed. Can't stand around waiting all day.
Our task is relatively straightforward. We need only descend down to Rena, defeat the Great Spirit, and restore stability to both.
Oh, yeah, straightforward.
Future for both Dana
That's
and
it.
Rena.
Just gonna punch a planet.
We've come this far.
Great.
We will save
God
our
damn
worlds.
it, Dohalim.
That's a promise.
Then let's go, everybody. We've got one last wall to tear down.
No! No, we don't have barriers
Repairs on your
to tear down
starship
in
are
this
complete.
game. That's another
Everything is
game
in
we're getting
working
too
order.
soon.
Is that you, Hevrek 35? You can see us from where you are?
Yeah, Velvet, yeah.
I can. I can
That was
see
also a
anywhere
revealed
within the bounds
relationship.
of Dig Faisal.
Sounds like someone's a peeping Tom.
Maybe we should give Hevrek 35 a break. It has been stuck in this tiny facility for a
Tyrion Luke.
very, very long time.
I have unlocked all functions
Colette
on your
Lloyd.
starship.
Although
You can
I
now
don't think it's
make use
particularly
of
that
its
well
warp
done.
drive.
They don't actually resolve it.
Warp drive?
Luke
Wait,
Tier they
you
do
mean
though.
like what the Red Women used on us? What brought us here?
Yeah,
It's
there is no
possible
real
that the Red
romance.
Women may have found a
period.
way to activate it on the starship. They are
Legendia,
okay
you
for
had
after all.
Senel Shirley.
Using the warp drive, you should be able to breach Rena's atmosphere without being detected.
Wait, should?
You'll need to be careful. Due to the force field surrounding Rena, the ship will be unable to go any further than the surface of the planet.
So, once we reach the shell, it appears we'll have to infiltrate the core by foot. Understood.
We gotta go all the way down just walking?
Yep.
Will all the Helganquil go back to normal once we defeat the Great Spirit? I have a strange feeling we're going to have to fight them before this is all over.
Probably.
The extinction of my people is inevitable at this stage. As such, it would be illogical to risk the success of the mission in a vain attempt to save my kind.
I can't stick in a tree.
We understand.
Yeah, they're gonna die
Can't that
anyway.
thing lighten up a bit? Everything it says seems to be about what's illogical.
Well, come on, Doe.
Oh, she's gonna call him that.
Hold up. Did you just...
Get going.
I have one last question.
Okay, maybe there is a thing going on there.
What?
As Sovereign, your identification number indicates that you are well past your predicted life expectancy. Similarly, the Maiden lacks any identification number, as her function should have been rendered unnecessary. Despite this, the two of you continue to exist. Why?
Roll call 5 to power, yeah. Because we choose to.
We exist because others have entrusted this to us. Over the years, many people have come together and sworn to see this through to the end.
You mean it is because of multiple chance interactions? The likelihood of such events is statistically improbable. Why have
Yet
you
it
two
happened.
continued to persist under these conditions?
They choose to.
It's hard to explain. To be honest, I don't think it's something an observer could understand. All right. Time
He
to get
doesn't
back
actually
on the
answer, huh?
forwards.
I'm curious to see what the planet actually looks like. Let's get onto the planet, and then if you can even call it a planet, but let's see what it looks like, and then we'll save there. Plus, I want to see if I can like fast travel out of there.
It would appear that our Helganquil host really has fulfilled its end of the bargain.
You know
Now we
what
can
that
stealth
means.
onto the
Time to
planet?
go to Rena.
I guess
So she
this
definitely
means we should
attacked
give
us
that
when we
warp
were
drive
trying to
spin.
go there. A warp drive. This really is a Star Ocean game, kind of, isn't it? Except, well, better, frankly. That doesn't look good. Wow. So this is the planet, huh? Holy cow, dude. There's nothing here. There is nothing here.
There's nothing
There are
here.
ruins, though.
This weird ocean we're surrounded by just stretches out everywhere.
Oh no,
Is
that's
this
hollow.
Really where the Helganquil come from?
That's
I don't
not an
sense even
ocean,
a trace
dude.
of astral energy. This
So it
world
really
is
did.
Dead.
It really did eat itself.
Then this must be the hollowing.
Jesus.
You mean to tell me this whole world, the entire ocean is that stuff?
Yep.
And it's covering everything. The entire planet.
Yeah, this thing's a monster.
This is what the Great Spirit does. After it depleted this planet of every last speck of astral energy, it went after Dana.
It is a parasite.
So arresting. This world of doom.
It is literally a parasite.
Back in its day, Rena was probably just as vibrant as Dana is. But after being robbed of its astral energy for so long, those days are gone and past. This is all that will remain.
So the Great Spirit took everything. It stole energy not just
From
from
its
living
own
beings, but
planet.
the land, the sea, everything.
And then went after another planet.
And it bound the Helganquil in servitude until their whole world was nothing but this. And by the looks of it, that's how it remains to this day. A world of death and emptiness.
Well, that's
With nothing
terrifying.
left here to consume, the Great Spirit turned its sights on Dana, looking for another host.
Yeah, it's a parasite. The planet's will is a parasite.
You're saying if we don't stop it, this is what Dana's going to look like?
Yep.
We can be sure that even these few remaining remnants of Renan life will not be spared in the end.
Yeah.
If the oblivion and darkness both Shion and Naori saw comes to pass, nothing will survive. It looks like we can climb down from there. Let's take a look.
Man, the fact that we know what the hollowing is, and then we see an
So this
entire
is Rena.
planet that is literally
This is
just
where everything
this.
began. Yet it's a dead world?
Horrifying.
Dana suffer the same fate, ever.
And it's mostly covering the ruins. Those are buildings that it's covering mostly. That's horrifying. That's like billions of lives.
A hollowed ocean as far as the eye can see. What do you think would happen if we fell in?
I don't want to find out.
What do you mean, what would happen? You'd drown, wouldn't you?
I don't think
Come to
so.
think of it, I don't believe I've heard of someone ever trying. Perhaps you'd like the glory of being the first?
No.
Nah, I'll pass.
This is essentially a world-sized Renan graveyard. Are you proposing to disturb the dead slumber just to satisfy your curiosity, Law?
No, because I said I passed.
Taking an interest is understandable, but let's not forget where we are. This
Yeah.
place deserves our respect.
Said I pass.
Looks like we're not going to be hearing the end of this one for a while.
You'd think I was already snorkeling in it or something.
Oh god.
So the idea is to seal the Great Spirit inside the Renis Alma using the Sovereign and Maiden's power. But just how do we do that exactly?
I'm guessing it won't be as easy as holding a spirit channeling ceremony at our leisure.
I already had wielded astral energy once 3 centuries ago. As for suppressing her thorns, Shion's had a lifetime's experience. The problem isn't just our enemy's strength, it's that it's sentient too. And you can bet anything you like it's not going to just sit back and let us destroy it.
In other words, we need to find some way to weaken it in advance. The Great Spirit, that is.
Back when Shion's thorns flew out of control, we were able to deal with them directly. If this is their host, they should be even more corporeal here.
If that's the case, it should make them easier to attack at least. And if we can manage to divert enough energy away from the spirit's core, even temporarily,
We might just be able to weaken it enough to steal the Renis Alma, which we can then use to seal it away forever. It won't be easy, but it's our only shot. Time to buckle up.
Are we good? Oh god damn it.
Question for you. Let's say, knock on wood, everything turns out for the best.
What'll the world be like? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of this, do you really think everything will be that different?
A lot will have to change,
Well, to be saved.
that's for sure. The world will have to adjust to so much. My only worry is if those changes turn out to be merely skin deep.
What do you mean?
It's well and good putting an end
Well,
to
they
the
want to
rule,
seal it in the
but if it
Renis
just
Alma
turns
and
the
then
tables,
destroy the
it's
thing.
all for naught.
That's my understanding of
That's
it.
true. Just as bad if the Danans started pressing
What-
their own.
What
Renans, Danans, astral art users,
robot guy,
mages.
whatever his name was, I forgot.
The world is full of labels used to divide and separate
He wanted
people.
them to steal it inside
If only we could see
Shion
differences
and then
like
kill
that for what
Shion
they
with
are.
it.
No different to someone having a musical talent or being good with their hands. Not differences so much as characteristics.
It will take someone in power to set an example. But with time, people will follow. And then, perhaps one day...
There will no longer be any need for the example. It will have become second nature.
That's where we come in. We can set the example. Imagine it. A world where magic and astral arts are used to help people. Where that's the norm rather than
That's
the
true.
exception.
Honestly, it's the only other game I know of that has a similar plot
Why
thing at
wait
the
for
end.
somebody else? We can show them ourselves.
But it seems far more horrifying in this game, actually, than in 1-2. Like, here, this thing seems actually outright malevolent. Like, it's not like this thing is just walking forward and you happen to be in its way and it doesn't even recognize that you're there. It's not a Lovecraftian horror. No, this thing's actually malevolent. Like, it knows they're there and it is manipulating them. Of its own actual will. So it's definitely outright malevolent. Can we fast travel? The answer is yes. And unfortunately, it created side quests. Now, do I care about that? No. But it did create side quests. Not very many, though. There's a side quest in that area of all places. Weird that there's only one fast travel point there. Wait. Oh, Rena's right there. Okay. Strange that Lenigus doesn't have its own thing. There are other. Man. This is horrifying. Time to do some menial tasks. Yeah, I know, that is kind of stupid to give you side quests then, but whatever. I might check them out next time, might not. Oh yeah, oh no, I don't have any unclaimed DLC items. I think there was like a difficulty setting you could like download or something. Granted, I don't really care, but you know, whatever, that's good. Next time, we'll either look at those side quests or we'll go into the final dungeon. I don't know. I'm gonna be playing as Law. Not that I really want to, but we might as well. I haven't played as him other than one stream, so I played as everybody else at least twice, so I think it's only right that I play as Law. And then I'll use Alvin for the final battles, of course. I'm assuming that somehow we're gonna encounter Volron here. I don't know how, but I would be surprised if he was dead. I mean, it'd be kind of, yeah, we'll see. Oh yeah, there's a bit of energy that comes up when you walk. All right, well, thanks for hanging out, and there's actually different points to go to. Crazy. All right. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow for some, hopefully Minecraft. If I can get the Elgato and set that up. Go from there. See ya. Good night.